Hello and welcome back to Gemers. This is going to be our next video where we are going to tell you everything you need to know about 2021 Brawl Stars February Championship. This is going to last for, no, not 24 hours, but for 48 hours. So be on your lookout to win it. And to do that, all you need to do is check this video out. Be sure to use the look for a team feature so that you do not mess up with randoms, and watch the video till the end. So without any further ado, let's get started. So jumping right away into it, the first match you will be getting is Super Stadium in Brawl Ball. The best team comp for this map is Nita, Jessie and Sandy. Nita and Sandy will be the support brawlers helping Jessie, who will be the long range in the middle killing the opponents. Nita will be attacking the opponents, charging his super and then placing Bruce helping Jessie. In the meantime, Sandy will be piercing through the opponents, slowly charging his super and then placing it in the middle so that your team gets the full control of it. Then Jessie, you know what she has to do. She will be using his bounce off shots to kill the opponents, and if she gets his super, that's well and good. And then the final task is to put the ball in the goal. And those of you who are not having Sandy, theoretically the rarest brawler, you can also use the legendary Amber. Amber will be as good as Sandy. Now here comes the alternate Now here comes the alternate team comp, which is Max, BB and Sandy. As you know, Sandy will be on the right hand side, BB will be on the left hand side or on the right hand side, and Max will be on the middle. We informed you about the two best team comps in Super Stadium, and now it's time for the best alternate brawlers that you can use. They are Mr. P, Frank, Spike, Tara, Poco, Ems, and their returns. So we gave you the list, and the duty that you are having is to use the brawlers that you are mostly familiar with. We gave you all information about all the brawlers you have to use and the best team comps, and now it's time for a few tips and tricks that you can use in Super Stadium. First of all, sharpshooters like Colt are decent choices in this map due to the open space that it provides. Sharpshooters should still have control based abilities if they would like to be viable. Heavyweights and assassins should stick to the walls on the sides, like Bull or Frank. Then they will have more protection if they use the left lane to hide behind the barrels as you see in the map. When attempting to make goals, sharpshooters should stay near to teammates that can handle short ranged combat. Like if you are using Colt and you are willing to give the goal, you should not just rush into the goal. However, you should stay beside your teammates so that they can tank you as you walk the ball into the goal. Jackie can be made Jackie can make a quick dash for the ball in the beginning of the games with use of her gadget Pneumatic Booster staying in the middle. In high trophy matches, this strategy will be of less use. However, instead of Jackie using his gadget Pneumatic Booster to put immediate pressure onto that enemy team, Sandy can also use his super to turn the center of the map into protection using his star power Healing Sands. He should charge his super on the side lanes before healing into the center of the map. The center of the map is both open and confined. You can trap enemy brawlers here with the use of brawlers with high spread range like Ems and Pam. Now after you complete the rather easy task of playing Super Stadium in Brawl Ball, the next stage or the second stage that you all will be witnessing is Dueling Beetles in Hot Zone. It is a fun map to play where the best team comp will be Penny, Jessie, and Amber. Jessie will be the aggro based brawler. He will be entering from the mid, utilizing the patch of grass. The opponent will have no other choices but to enter from the small narrow lane, and they will get obliterated by Jessie's bounce off shots. Amber will be going from the right hand side, utilizing his piercing damage and his almost unlimited ammo, aiding Jessie. There's nothing extra to tell about Penny. You all know that she will be aided by her splash damage and will obliterate the opponent. There's a thing to remember that after you charge your super by Penny, which will be a rather easy task, you have to place her turret in such a way that it is placed behind the wall. And as of Jesse, you have to place it right into the middle so that you can kill the opponents and get the full benefit of Jesse's gadget or recoil spring. Or if you are using the gadget which makes the opponent slow, you also have to place the turret in the middle so that you can get the full benefit of it. Some alternate team comps for this map is BB, Mr. P, Pam, BB, Mr. P, Sandy, Byron, Rosa, BB, which is an OK team. And the most important tip for this match is don't ever dare to move from the middle and stay in your position. Now it's the time for some tips and tricks in dwelling beetles. Number 1, long range brawler have little to no room to use their extra range cause you have a very small place to use to show your talent. Instead, use medium range brawlers that still act as ranged counters to heavyweights. Bo and Tara have supers with excellent area control that group up. These brawlers should capture zones otherwise because of their considerable bulk. Heavyweights should hide themselves in the left lane bushes and dwell there or use a more risky approach in the right lane when playing aggressively. Rosa's plant life star power, in conjunction with her grow light gadget, allows her to sustain ambushes for longer periods of time if walls stay up, or if the walls are not destroyed by your opponents or yourself. Throwers can block off lanes entirely, ensuring damage to unaware opponent brawlers. Tick and Barley have the best area control due to the mechanics of their attacks, and Tick is probably the best lobber to use here, making them more dangerous and powerful on this map than other throwers like Dynamite and Sprout, which is rather difficult to play. Alternatively, Sprout is a great choice due to his super that can stack and block enemies away by using the super in the opening between the bushes nearest to the hot zone. Sarge and Brock can use their gadget to skip over the lake, which is a very important feature of themselves, giving them a brief head start over their opponents, which will ensure victory. A good strategy is to place Gale's Spring Ejector gadget directly behind the 5-tile long wall, which is the closest obstacle to the spawn areas. This will help him and his teammates a quicker and more direct route to the center of the map. If you are not comfortable using a thrower on this map, you can always use brawlers like Penny, Ems, Jesse, Frank, as they still offer a lot of area control. They are also relatively easy to use as you don't have to aim so much as the opponent will always stick to the middle. And so they make great choices for players with low trophies. Control the center as much as you can by eliminating your opponents or healing your team. This allows you and your team to easily win the game. Also, there is only one hot zone, which means you have no second chances of regaining the game once control is lost. So keep this in mind. Don't leave middle. Do not let the opponents enter the center as it is hard to regain control once the opponent gets the hold on the hot zone. Try to remove the bush on the enemy side to avoid any surprise attack by a heavyweight or an ambush, or harassment by a thrower. If not done so, you are also more vulnerable to losing control of the valuable center. Now, after you complete the second stage of dwelling beetles in hot zone, which I firmly believe most of you will be able to do after watching our video, the third stage will be hot potato in heat. The best team comp here is BB, Amber, and Rico. However, if you are not accustomed with Rico's bounce off shots, as it is the most important feature of Rico, you can also use 8-bit in place of him. Rico and BB will be the support or defense brawlers on the left and right sides respectively. And as you all have guessed, Amber will be the aggro brawler as she is, who will be walking from the bushes, obliterating the opponents, piercing through them. Rico will be using his bounce off shots on the left hand side to bounce his attacks in between the fences, playing as defense, killing the opponent. And BB will be on the right hand side, ambushing in the bushes, overwhelming the opponent, surprising them whenever they come to attack your safe. Now keep this in mind, Rico and BB will be mostly playing as defense. However, once in a while, if and when you kill your opponents and there are no one on the map, you can go and do some damages on the safe. However, it's mostly advised not to do this with BB as she's a short range and you will be rather killed if you try to attempt to do this. You can use 8-bit in place of Rico. Place your super on your safe or on their safe, and whenever if your opponents are coming to damage you, you can teleport to your super and kill them, or you can take your time, kill your opponents, use your gadget, go to their safe and do heavenly damage with your attacks, boosted by your super. Here, the alternate team comp is BB, 8-bit, and Colt if you're not having Amber, the legendary. The alternate brawlers are Max, Spike, Jesse, Daryl, Brock, Nita, Barley, and their placements remain as shown on the picture. Now here comes the tips and tricks that you can use in Hot Potato. You can use Penny, place her old lobber inside one of the small clumps of bushes surrounding the middle so that it can have maximum potential as well be hidden from view. You can place her turret in the end of the small compartment to the left of the heist box if the opponent doesn't have a thrower. It will help your team a lot while team is trying to push towards attack on the heist as the turret has a good area damage and your opponent will find it difficult to dodge both your shots and the turret shots. And if your opponent still gets away from the turret, your turret will still damage the heist safe. Jesse can place a turret in the very center of the map between the two large walls. It can then attack anyone who dares to come into the center bushes and keep them distracted while she sneaks into the enemy base and deals as much damage as she can. Heavyweights and assassins like Bull can clamp into the bushes just behind the center bush and not be noticed. Here they can ambush people that are walking by, and once their super is charged, they can use it on the enemy safe and do massive damage. When playing with sharpshooters like Colt, Vico, or Brock, it's best to go to the sides of the map. As I told you, using Rico, you can go to the left side where they can snipe. When playing with Rico and have his star power super bouncy, then hold up behind the T-shaped wall and ricochet off walls. 8-bit can both play as a heavyweight and the sharpshooter on this map. However, it's better for them to enter the center lane where they can bush check, or it's best if you play with him at the left hand side. Throwers like Barley or Tick should play in the right lane where there are little chances for them to be taken down, as well as having access to the damaging safe. Brock is very strong on this map and can be played in the center or on the lane. With his incendiary star power, he can control the lane or mid and deal massive damage to the safe. Brock is an honorable mention here. Now, as you are progressing from stage to stage and things getting increasingly difficult, the fourth stage that you all will be getting is Hard Rock Mine in Gem Grab. Now, the best team here is Amber, Mr. P, and 8-Bit. Amber, being always the aggro brawler, can help from the left hand side, whereas Mr. P can always be the gem grabber or the gem carrier, and 8-Bit can be on the support at the right hand side. The other team comp is 8-Bit, Mr. P, and Piper. And Sprout is a very special brawler here which will be a lot of help if you are accustomed with it. Alternate brawlers here are 8-Bit, Pam, and Rosa. Piper, Byron, Jesse, Poco, BB, Rico, Spike, Sprout the special brawler, Sandy, and Leon. Remember, only play Leon if you are quite familiar with it. Now it's time. Now it's time for the tips and tricks in Hard Rock Mine. Heavyweights and other short-range brawlers should sneak in from the side to stop enemy brawlers from heading directly into action. They should ideally use the left lane as the right side of the bushes is blocked off from the main strips of bushes. Control-based brawlers are great on this map as you can push the opponents back to their spawn for the whole game with the horizontal strip of bushes on their side. Using her gadget, Grow Light, Rosa can connect the bushes on the left and right to create a ring of bushes around the middle. This can allow close range brawlers such as Bull easier passage to the enemy side, or it can allow her to continuously dominate the borders while constantly healing when paired with her plant life star power. Although, be wary because your opponents could use it to get to your side unnoticed. Sharpshooters and throwers are very weak and vulnerable on this map to heavyweights. Use medium ranged brawlers instead, as sharpshooters also provide a lot less health than the medium ranges. Brawlers with a considerable amount of spread also great for keeping the center in check as well, like Frank and Ems. You can use the right lane to charge your super and leave once it's charged. Unless you go around the 2x3 wall, you won't be able to do much more than this. Brawlers that may need to do this to charge their super consist of medium ranged brawlers such as Mr. P and Sandy. Now here comes the time for which every one of you was awaiting for this long, and thanks to all of you who have watched our video till this far. Yes, it's the fifth stage. However, there's a disclaimer. Please don't get demoralized if you could not come up this far or if you cannot go beyond, as there will be thousands if not lakhs of people out there who will be highly unsuccessful in doing this, as Supercell has given a huge and quite a good buff in this by decreasing the number of lives or the number of losses to 3, which has made winning the championship a hell lot difficult. And unlike Clash Royale, there are no royal passes to unlock to give you free lives, so it's godly difficult. However, for those of you who are having the guts, the confidence, the power, and the number of lives to win the competition, all you have to do is play nice, have good teammates, and watch the video till the end. So, here we go. Now, the fourth stage is Canal Grand in Bounty. The best team up here is Mr. P, Sprout, and Tick or Jackie. You can use either between Tick or Jackie, and it's better if you keep Tick to the right hand side. However, you know that there is no placements, brawler placements in Bounty. Whenever you find your teammate in difficult times, you need to rush in, jump in to help him or her. And whenever you see opponents roaming with low health, you should not hesitate to obliterate them. So there is no placements in Bounty, as you know. The alternate team comp here could be Mr. P, Tick, and Brock. And the alternate brawlers are Piper, BB, Poco, Sandy, Mortis, and Rosa. So these are all the informations about the brawlers and the teams for Canal Grande. And now here comes the time for the tips and tricks in Canal Grande. This map is good for heavyweights such as Bull, Rosa, and El Primo. Daryl and Bull can increase the roll charge of their supers along the water, so it's quite a good feature for Daryl and Bull. Tanks should focus on maintaining control of the sides from enemy brawlers. If you play Daryl, Bull, or any brawler who can charge or dive with their super, just know that the super can't be used to travel completely through the water from the center to the back. Ames is great for this map. Her wide range attack can clear bushes quickly, and the super can be used to cover an even greater amount of bushes to locate camping brawlers to reveal their ambushes. Piper and Tick are highly used on this map for their range and damage outputs. Both of these brawlers are capable of destroying obstacles, but they should only destroy obstacles that are frequently used as cover by enemies, such as the walls on the back of this map. And you should not destroy the obstacles that you can use. You know that. Other options include Brock and Barley, with Brock able to control openings with the use of his incendiary star power. Both Tick and Barley should use the walls on the back of this map only for entering bushes directly, unless they're protected by a heavyweight. Mr. P can scout brawlers with his spotters and use their main attack bounce to damage enemies from all sides if they attempt to enter the bushes. Piper and Brock will have a much harder time in taking out his spotters as well. The openings of this map are considerably small, and once blocked off by Sprout's super, opponents will have no place to hide. Tara's Psychic Enhancer gadget and Bo's Circling Eagle star power can be useful for scouting and finding foes in bushes. These are the two horsemen of Canal Grande. On Canal Grande, try to destroy the walls and bushes in the center. This will make it harder for tank and throwers to thrive.
It took a lot of time to make this video, and it took a hell lot of work to make this one. So please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Make sure to hit the bell icon, and it's JMS taking back.